to pledge her life and art and honor true.
Asha, have you undertaken to accept companionship in the ancient and honorable order of the Laurel that was offered to you?
I have. Bring forth the medallion. Let this medallion pass from hand to hand with the pug among the members of the order gathered.
Sir Brennan is invited to speak as representative of the Order of Chivalry.
Thank you, Majesties. I've known Asha, like many of you, a very long time. And I thought that was going to make this task easy. Go up, say a few things, tell a joke, somehow make it about me, Bob's your uncle. What I found was... Yeah, I said I wasn't going to do it, but I did. I'm not up to the task. Asha's greater than me. 11 years ago, I stood here, and in my spot stood Torin. He told my story. My story is, I went to events, I learned to fight, I grew as a person, and eventually I was recognized. That is an honorable story. Asha, when I met her, I can tell you from those of us who knew us, there was no doubt of her prowess. Over the years, she met a stranger who became a friend, and eventually she left our village. She didn't stop. She grew and grew as a warrior. Should have taken that drink. And she went on adventures. She dove into a pool of knowledge and came out a wise woman and a healer. She took ancient talismans of power and repaired them for fun. And eventually, she faced demons that were trying to kill her. And she came out victorious. And on the other end, she returns to our village and brings her power back. For those of you who have taken one class of comparative mythology, I am not describing a peer. I am describing a hero of myth and legend. And that's what she is. So, as this is beyond me, all I can say, the Order of Chivalry, having been consulted, endorses this vigilant. Bob's your uncle.
He is, actually.
Mistress Gwendolyn is invited to speak as representative of the Order of Laurel.
I had only known her ladyship perhaps a month or two when I ran into her at a mundane event. She was wearing a pale green gown, and her companion pointed out to me that she had patterned the gown, made the dress, including the lace at the collar, and in hand finished the seams on a mundane gown. Now, hand finishing seams are one of my favorite parts of creating a garment now. But back then, at the time, I counted it a triumph if I could complete an entire dress on a serger. I shall not share just how many years ago this was, but it is clear evidence that Lady Asha has seen the art behind the craft of sewing from perhaps the first time she picked up a needle. You know, the completion of a wearable work of art is the only part we see. And our easy enjoyment of a beautiful gown, an intricate piece of embroidery, a perfectly tailored coat, it obscures the hours, the years of honing a craft and building that wealth of knowledge. Being a seamstress is part engineering, part visionary, it's part detail-oriented precision, part patience of a saint. I mean, have you ever ripped out and resewn a seam 3 times?
Yes.
It's part alchemy. It requires bravery, for there is nothing more terrifying than cutting into a stupidly expensive piece of fabric that took a month to arrive from the far reaches of the world. It requires trust in a process that asks you to put things together inside out and backwards. Asha exhibits all these traits. And were they all she knew, she would be worthy of the great honor being bestowed today. But Asha's expertise and skill extend far beyond the beautiful garb she graces our world with. She has immersed herself in the history of what we clothe our body in. She can tell you when a particular fabric construction began. She can tell you the widths that fabrics were woven in and how to pattern accordingly in a period fashion. She can take wool straight from the sheep, card it, spin it, dye it, and knit it into a hat or a sock with her thumb and a wooden needle. I have waxed on about her textile skills, but Asha is an artist of the body as well, studying and performing Middle Eastern dance as long as she has stitched together 2 pieces of fabric. She immersed herself in the rhythms and maqams of the music of her dance, delighting all who have seen her move to the beat of the drum, the song of the oud. Her ladyship does not keep this wealth of knowledge to herself, indeed not. She readily shares her art far and wide throughout Alberon and the Outlands. How many here are wearing or have received a piece of garb from Asha's skilled hands? And I wager those pieces are among your most treasured pieces of garb for their beauty, fit, and the love with which she imbues them. Beyond clothing us, her ladyship teaches us to pattern, to sew, to spin, to dance. A request for help with a project large or small is met with generous devotion of her knowledge and talents. And finally, what impresses and inspires me most about Lady Asha is her desire to always be a better person. She critiques herself far too harshly and strives to improve her demeanor, her charity, her generosity. She makes me strive to be a better person, and this, I would argue, is the greatest mark of a peer.
Thank you, Mistress. Duchess Madigan is invited to speak as representative of the Order of Pelican.
Majesty. I believe that Asha and I started dancing around the same fire, by my count, 35 years ago.
We weren't talking years.
It wasn't that long. It wasn't long.
It was harder, and I'm okay on it every day ago. And during that time, you couldn't not help but notice her grace. You spoke so eloquently. I find it myself challenged to follow your beautiful speech about her art, so I will speak to her service. In the way back times, before we understood aging and time, the before times when communication was by voice or by written word and courier service, service was often highlighted by proximity to find its opportunity. Long before some of the most helpful positions were codified, named, or given officer status, servants found opportunities simply by filling a gap or a need that they noticed. During those times and ever since, Asha has found her way to quiet service through seeing an opportunity and creatively filling it. One of the strengths that has always impressed me about her ladyship is not only her willingness to help others, but also having enthusiasm to do so and bringing that enthusiasm to the task. She is a true artist in her service, and that she brings those creative insights to all of her efforts and those she supports. She's always had a keen eye for where her help may go furthest, with individuals of any status in their pursuit and endeavors in these current Middle Ages. In these ways, she had served the crown and the barony. As a teacher, she is generous. As an audience member, she celebrates. And as a performer, she inspires. All of her service has been made stronger by the authenticity of her character, not just her art. She so embodies being authentic as she gives to others. When we as individuals contribute through our time, effort, or art, whether that be martial, researched, hand-sewn, or other, we create a magical land that so enriches our medieval world. This is where her service lies. When Asha arrived at my doorstep some 30 years ago with beautiful clothing that she was inspired to research, create, and donate to a very young crown who did not have dresses that reached the ground at that time. It was long before the Mistress of the Robes or similar had been codified and existed. Her service inspired me through those acts to seek out those unsung opportunities that are so needed. I was inspired by her quiet contribution many times over the years as it showed to me a version of service that continues to move me. I recommend her to your majesties wholeheartedly on behalf of the Order of the Pelican.
Thank you.
Maestra Brigida is invited to speak as a representative of the Order of Defense.
Your Majesties, it is a privilege to speak for Asha Easily Amused. In her easy, joyous way, she has indeed been a fencer, bringing style and grace to her practice. She uses her artistic skills to create clothing and armor for your fencers, as well as attending practices and tournaments as an observer and an encourager of fencing. The Order of Defense wholeheartedly endorse your intent to elevate this lady to the Order of the Laurel. Thank you.
Mistress Karma is invited to speak as representative of the Order of Mark.
Your Royal Majesties, Highnesses, Excellencies, peers, and populace, draw near. On behalf of the Mark, I rise and appear. The Order of the Arrow, straight and true, rejoices in an artist much like you. An archer draws the bow with focused breath and sends the shaft unerring unto death. So Asha spins her fiber smooth and fine, each strand a line, as though by bowman's line. As thrown blade turns with grace through measured air, to strike its mark with discipline and care, she knits and crochets, weaves and tailors bright, her hands as sure as any archer's flight. The mark values focus, joy, and skill, precision wed to laughter and goodwill. In Doombeck's beat and cymbals' ringing tone, the ney flute's song and dance that stirs the bow. She finds that self-same center, calm and bright, a living target of creative light. Her fiber arts and music, bold and fair, embody all the virtues we hold dear. Thus do we of the Mark, with hearts sincere, hail the Honorable Lady Asha here, and recommend her for elevation's grace, and to the Honorable Order of the Laurel's Place. For skill in teaching, mirth, and service bright, we cheer her work beneath the kingdom's light. May fiber, song, and dance in endless flow forever flourish as her talents grow.
The Honorable Lady Aurelia is invited to speak as representative of the populace.
Thank you.
I stand before you today wearing not the same dress, but the same fabric that I wore a year ago while culling a raffle winners for a populace that gathered around my sister when she needed her community the most. It is now reimagined because of her. I remember telling my sister that I chose a Roman persona because I didn't trust my sewing skills enough to do anything more complicated, and Roman felt safe. It's not, by the way. And she immediately reminded me that I had already done so many things when I was younger. The projects that I had figured out with little instruction and sheer determination. She told me very plainly that I could do anything I decided if I wanted it badly enough. That is who she is. She lends people her confidence in them until they can find it for their own. She challenges us to grow and think beyond what we have been told by historians with other agendas. Through that, she creates a lasting legacy within the society, one of growth, curiosity, and innovation that will endure long after we're all gone. She not only teaches, but is genuinely excited to learn from anyone willing to share and exchange knowledge. She is a creator of enduring legacy. She weaves community, spins love, and creates mantles of acceptance and welcome for all those fortunate enough to stand in her orbit. She is our past, she is our present, and she is our future. My sister, for more than 20 years, I have watched you build beauty from kindness, patience, stubbornness, and love. I have watched you quietly change lives, my own included, simply by believing that people were worth the effort. I am so very proud to call you family. We have been so many different people together. And now I get to witness you become yet again someone new. You are my sister. You are my family. Parva fracta nostra. Small, broken house. Your Majesties, it is with great honor, pride, and immense privilege that I stand before you on behalf of your populace to recommend my sister, Asha the easily amused, to elevation for the great order of the Lord.
Thank you.
Duchess Mariana is invited to speak as representative of the royal family.
Majesties, may I beg your permission? I am Duchess Mariana Vivia de Santiago de Compostela. I speak today on behalf of the members of the Order of the Royal Peerage and the Ladies of the Rose. I would like to speak first on my love for this woman and our shared past that drew us together. We first began to know each other and understand on a tailgate at an Alberon midwinter, shared path of healer, and began to grow a love and admiration for one another. And then continued as we formed bonds of shared arts and shared love for the individuals we create for together, and began to understand each other as a team and ones who inspire others to further feats of greatness. And then became sisters in a way that none should. Those who walk a dark demon path that tries to shine, that tries to burn out lights that shine far too early. And those who are able to walk through that fire, come through flames on the other side and rebuild in the ashes. That is our bond forever. As a member of the Royal Peerage, I am so sorry. Thank you kindly.
as a royal peer, we get to hear and see things most of the rest of the populace would never know. But from this unique vantage point, I am so sorry, guys. We get to see the populace of the game through a completely different lens. Asha and I have not known each other long, or well for that matter, but we are connected through bonds of sisterhood that will last a lifetime. Some amazing conversations, some amazing shared classes, those dual art projects, but something that has always caught my attention, something that resonates with those who have worn a crown: quiet perseverance. Here stands a woman who has given her talents for years, who has been a pillar for her barony, for those around her, for this kingdom, whose soft strength has inspired many. Sorry, guys. Her quiet perseverance is something awe-inspiring to any who have witnessed her. It is a trait that will continue to serve her well in her path and will continue to inspire many for years. As a member of the Order of the Royal Peerage, I cannot recommend her highly enough. I love my sister.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentle peers, for your words. They are true, and they speak well of this woman's deservedness to be within this order. Bring forth lightning. Having heard the words of these peers, your ladyship, will you now swear the oaths that will bind you to your new estate?
I will. As you do me this honor, I swear to continue to grow and evolve in the arts. And I will bring my skill as artist and teacher to the kingdom. Always seeking to serve the kingdom of the Outlands and the society as a whole.
Will you swear that you will be courteous and honor your peers of the chivalry, the moral, pelican, of the defense, and of the mark?
I do.
That you will conduct yourself in all manners
With all my heart.
Will you continue to practice the virtues of chivalry and nobility?
Personal integrity.
I will.
To benefit both your name and the greater glory of the Outlands.
I will.
And having sworn these solemn oaths, know now that we, Rothgar and Ingrid, by right of arms and grace and favor, King and Queen of the Outlands, do proclaim you, Asha the Easily, a member of the ancient and honorable Order of the Lord.
Those who are sitting in this circle know that there is not a single individual I am going to welcome into this circle now. This is an honor. I have the medallion. We have words for the medallion.
We do have words. Yay!
We have waited so long. We waited and we prayed. And when we were doing chemo, we waited and we prayed. And we're so glad you were here celebrating this today. I found it.
Bring
Bring
forth
forth the
wreath.
wreath. you have words for the wreath?
I do not. I can't gild you anymore. I can't make you shine. Almost got you wrong. Thank you for being there all those years. Hope I don't fall.
Bring forth the men. Do you have words to speak on this?
The mantle of a peerage is a magical part of the ceremony. How often do we get to walk around to be proud of our accomplishments? Not often, because humility is also a very peer-like quality. However, it is an accomplishment to do what you've done. And it is right and proper for you to display to the world your achievements.
Would you wish to swear fealty?
Yes.
Place your hands on the sword and swear the oaths.
This day do I render
Homage and fealty
homage and fealty to my sovereign lord and lady, Rothgard and Ingrid, by right of arms, king and queen of the Outlands, who will from this day forward be my liege lord and lady. I will remain true in all ways, serving them faithfully. This do I swear. By my honor and high ideals, which I hold as a peer of the realm. So say I, Asha, the easily amused.
We hear your oaths and accept your fealty, and pledge to you that we will protect and defend you in all ways, justice and honor.
Be mindful of those who look to you as a pillar of both artistic talent and teaching. You will represent us to the world and care for our populace and our staff, just like every other.
Thank you, mistress.
Thank you, mistress.
Thank you, Your Majesties.
We, Hrothgar and Ingrid, King and Queen of the Outlands, send fond greetings, having heard good report of our subject, Asha, the easily amused, who is known to her friends and other worthies. Is Asha the easily amused? And great talents have shown forth to the enrichment of the commonweal. It is our intent to advance her in honor and admit her to the ancient and honorable Order of the Laurel. We do hereby confer and affirm these arms previously registered to the College of Arms by the letters of patent to wit, being 3 amulets in band sinister or, which Mistress Asha shall hold for her sole and unique use throughout the known realm, is a sign of the high esteem in which she is held, to which we set our hands this 23rd day of May, Anno Societatis 61, being 2026 Gregorian. Hrothgar, Queen. Ingrid, Queen. I, do attest by my signature the accents of their arms, Andres Foundation, White Stag, scrolled by Duchess Cecilia Mowbray.
Oh, we're both queen. It's the better role anyway.
For Mistress Asha.
For Mistress Asha, hip hip!
Huzzah!
Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Would you like to go and greet your peers? Thank you. That's why I moved from that.
Go alpha.
She's like, I need Ned.
This then recesses the court of the royal majesties. Go forth and make memories. Return! If you ordered ice, it is here for you to get.
You're so pretty. Over and over and over again. She totally did. Yeah, she totally did. I like that. Let us have secret conversations. You should have read that. Before I get more. You're so pretty.